You know, at the beginning of Magic Mike, where he's like a roofer.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's on the roof, he's shirtless. It's big Magic Mike vibes.
I got some properties with paying tenants. So he is living here rent-free, living in your head and Florida rent-free. It's a pretty good gig.
This looks so much like a Ford truck, but they've changed obviously the name on the front. But that's like how the Ford, wording is.
Oh, that looks like AI tried to do the Ford logo.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I was talking to someone about like how they managed to get cars that look so close to real cars.
They've always done that, right?
Yeah, but it's getting closer and closer these days. And someone pointed out that like technically you could call GTA like a parody. So that is technically a parody of a Ford truck. So it's fine if it looks almost identical to a Ford truck.
Yeah.
Because
Also,
it's a parody.
as long as the truck bed is tiny, then it's,
I kind of wonder, like, do you want to be the only car company whose cars aren't
This is it, yeah.
in Grand Theft Auto?
I think car companies are super happy when Rockstar does it. But we've seen in some of the previous trailers like things that look exactly like a Porsche, and no one seems to mind because who doesn't want to be in the biggest entertainment launch of all time?
The old parody defense.
Bunch of locations obviously they've confirmed. Vice City is the main like Miami analog, but there's stuff down to the Keys. There's kind of Everglades-esque stuff called Grass Rivers, which is like
Grass Rivers.
What can we call the Everglades? Grass Rivers. They're kind of like rivers with grass, which is like the least cool Rockstar name I think I've heard so far. There's Ambrosia, which is also like an Orlando analog.
No, I don't think it is actually. So I was looking into it. It's very like industrial.
It's industrial, yeah.
I
But
don't think
location-wise on the map, on the leaked maps, it looks close to it.
I don't think we've seen the Orlando equivalent. I feel like they're holding out on us because if we'd seen more Orlando, we'd have seen more like theme parks
and things like that.
We haven't seen any of that.
In some of the screenshots, you can see the name Gloriana on the number plate, which people are saying is going to be Georgia, which is the adjoining state.
Yes, makes sense.
Okay, adjacent state, Georgia.
One of his tattoos is adjacent to like a US Ranger tattoo, so I think he's ex-military. I think.
Right.
But like not just military, like special forces.
It's mentioned on the website. So they released a bunch of details on the website as well, and they did say he's like a former military guy. But yeah,
there's a US Ranger symbol is like a skull with a beret. He's got a sort of similar design on his.
Okay.
And he's wearing camo shorts, right?
On his left arm.
You can't just wear camo shorts unless you've got military background.
That's still
Thank you for your service.
I also feel like they get some kind of like abs out of the way so that we can see a lot more like butts further on.
Yeah,
this is we got something for everyone.
That's the 3-act structure. Start with the abs.
Here we go.
To butts.
But yeah, variety of haircuts and beards, right? So like the whole Red Dead.
I assume the real-time beard.
I mean, technically that was in San Andreas, but like I think the level of detail is
the customization. Yeah, is good. I think you can see Lucia's nails different in different shots. So she has a French manicure in some shots.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Finally.
One of the screenshots, they're wearing AirPods.
AirPods.
Does that mean you can listen to music outside of your car?
Oh.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
And just ignore each other and constantly listen to music.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe you get blindsided by an electric car.
All right, popular man about town.
Look at that reflection on those mirrored shades and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, we're debt collecting.
Oh, there was a thing that said 420 on the desk.
I think that's supposed to be a weed dispensary that he's collecting from.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got the kind of tie-dye stuff going on, and the lighter and things like that. Crystals.
Yeah, it's a head shop.
It's definitely a head shop.
What I know about crystals is that crystal there is probably worth about like $3,000.
Yeah, if you want money, just take that.
If you go in a crystal shop, the big good ones are very spendy. Okay. Couple of bumper
Vice
stickers.
City International Airport, Ambrosia, we talked about, obviously downtown.
Ambrosia to the left. A little bit of like, I guess, Florida satire there. Hashtag unbuckled on your bumper sticker.
Hashtag launched bodily through the windscreen when I crashed.
Andy, what do you want to say about his like form here?
His form's
good.
I mean, for the fact that he's benching 120 for reps.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact he's got any form whatsoever is impressive.
Right.
I do like. I mean, the plates are rattling around on the bar, which is
a level of detail.
Yeah, a level of detail that you might not expect.
And the sand looks really good. Like the lighting looks really good.
Yeah, the plates are Gaines brand.
Oh, there we go. Beer and cat.
Beer. Cat's confirmed.
Just for Ellen.
It's
like a bodega
cat. Yes.
I can't get over the fact that each individual beer, the liquid is moving inside it. It's like...
You have been noting the beer bubbles a lot.
I just need a beer. I just really need a beer. It's that kind of like minute detail that I think is what really excites me about this trailer in general, is just that the level of care and attention that has been lavished upon every single thing. And if you look at the scene in general, there's like carry a bag by the door. It's like every single element of this is like handcrafted and like looks so convincing.
Yeah.
Do you think you can play the lottery?
That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah.
If you can't, surely
Florida State Lottery.
no lottery can create a new billionaire every week. Is that really a thing? How satirical is that? That's got to be a satire.
I mean, when we were in
New York.
the lottery, the Powerball was up to over $1 billion.
But not every week, surely.
Not every week, no.
And then on his shirt it says Leonida Marine Centre. We support all marine life. Is that? I feel like that's a pun on like. Not marine as in like aquatic life, but like
because the picture on it is an eagle holding 2 machine guns.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, hang on. If I rewind, that would be more obvious.
You get a better shot of it when he goes to the prison.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Brilliant.
All right, fine. It's the filth. All right, and onto the prison.
There you go. You can see it on his back there.
Oh yeah, there you
go. Eagle holding 2 SMGs.
Look at the way the guy moves his keyboard along, though.
Yeah,
like
just
those little details, those little touches. So he's going to get
Lucia
out of the pen. Both these characters are so hot.
They're so
They're
attractive.
so freaking hot.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
I don't know. He's like distressingly like Chet Hanks in that shot.
All right.
It's, you just have to give him a different haircut, different beard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going to make him look like Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
Not clear if this crime is what landed her in
Yeah,
jail.
if this is a flashback or if this is.
Or this takes
Anything,
place later in the actual game.
Yeah.
Because there's a third person like involved in a heist, a guy with sort of longer hair and a mustache.
Yeah.
And they're wearing the same skull bandanas.
You can't start the game with a crime that ends up with people being arrested because that's exactly how GTA 5 starts.
But it is.
It starts with a flashback. It starts with a flashback heist.
Yeah.
And then the police come along and like.
Maybe
Trevor
it's their
gets
new
captured.
signature way of starting
It ain't
now.
broke.
Yeah. It's like
I would
in
assume it's
GTA.
further on in the game rather than at the start.
Is it
but-
the guy? There's a guy called Raoul, isn't there? or
Yeah, I
something?
think it's that guy.
Is that guy Raoul?
Yes.
So there's a
I
few
could
details
go for
about
a
him on the
Modelo
website.
I'd like to draw attention to like
Her
Lucia.
necklace.
They're like her personality is I do kickboxing. She's wearing a kickboxing like glove, like a boxing glove around her neck as a little golden pendant throughout the trailer.
Yeah.
If this were a Fast and Furious movie, this would be the sponsored beer appearing in every like third shot.
Yeah. Look at the foil pattern.
It's just crazy. Like,
And the light on it.
They could have just had a glass necked, but no, they had one with foil with a different individual foil pattern on each. Just
maybe
come on.
maybe Rockstar has employed a head of realistic beer,
Yeah.
and they are just like.
And
They're like a star
holding up the
employee.
gate. That's why it's coming out next
How do I
May.
get that job?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why are you drinking at your desk? I'm the head of realistic beer.
It's Steve, the head of Realistic Beer, that's like, we can't come out in late 2025. I've got more beer modelling
I've got
to
more
do.
foil
More research
distressing to do.
It looks like there's like a set of like islandy bits over that. That's like another kind of foresty area that you can maybe explore later.
Jet ski over there, look for treasure. Yeah.
Nice.
Fight
Pirate tre-
alligators.
pirate
One
treasure.
of the screenshots shows like scuba diving, and it looks so detailed. There's like a
Like a
turtle,
green sea turtle,
and
yeah.
they're sort of it looks amazing.
Okay, Brian's Boatworks. And so this is Brian, your boss again. Man about town,
Yeah.
Brian.
You've got
header,
access to
leader.
seaplanes.
Nice.
Looks like maybe a smuggling thing, maybe.
Okay.
I feel like Brian has like a background in smuggling.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, he was like probably doing that, the drug running thing.
And now he's like semi-legit. Oh yeah, there's that community service.
I swear to God though, if Rockstar make me do trash,
Community
Well,
service.
there's the bit where she kind of like flops down wearing one of those
Yeah,
high-vis
yeah.
vests.
It's
So
her
I think
doing it.
That's her doing it.
But
Instead of the yoga mini game, it's
Yeah,
the
the
Don't you
Like-
remember the start of GTA 5 where you had to work as like a haulage driver? You had to, like a repo driver
Yeah.
when you were
Yeah.
Franklin.
Like,
you had to go and
that's
do
stealing-
actual repo
But
jobs.
that's like
But there's
stealing a
menial
car.
jobs and there's literal community service designed to punish criminals.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love you Rockstar, but please don't make me do trash picking.
It's happening. let's
This
place
is the
our
new
bets
yoga
now.
game.
It's going to
We've
happen.
got a year. I'm going to bet there is litter picking.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Community
100%.
service mini game.
100%.
Yep.
And there's a snake.
There's a snake. They got a little sneaky snake.
So this is their like starter home, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this the same home? Do we think that that he was repairing?
I think
the
so.
roof on?
You saw him come in that door earlier.
Yeah.
Like walk down that corridor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
in
I
the
think so.
keys area, you're going to start out in the keys area.
Dive bars, yes, realistic dive
bar,
bars.
more beer.
Yeah, more head of realistic beer has been hard at work.
Yeah.
Like, I know Rockstar doesn't need any more money, but if they had offered a product like product placement,
Yeah.
They could have all the money.
they've sort of, I mean, yeah, they, like you say, they've got enough money, but also like parody sort of brands and things like that. So their thing, I think
If they made a beer that wasn't called Pisswasser, they could sell it.
They could make their own beer if they're that into beer.
Yeah.
So this is Cal, who is one of Jason's buddies, like his main buddy, and he has an excellent shirt. Yeah.
owner of several excellent shirts, including that T-shirt that you said that they should sell, and they probably will sell.
So there's a screenshot of him wearing a shirt that says, Andy, do you remember? It's like,
Violence
violence
is
is cool.
cool, thanks video
Thanks
games.
video games. Make the T-shirt.
Just
sell
make the
it.
T-shirt, Rockstar.
Sell it, Rockstar. Again, do you want all the money or do you want just some of the money? Damn.
That dress.
All right. Now this is why it's coming out in May 2026.
Yeah.
Because every sequin has to be
individually modelled.
Modelled and rendered. It's a very good dress.
It looks amazing.
Yeah. They're proud of that one.
I love the ombre to it, that it fades into the green as well.
More bums.
A sweet little. I was going to say a sweet little hand.
More bums.
You were going to say they're sweet little bums.
Sweet little ass.
I was going to say it's cute.
It is cute.
You said earlier, Mike, that like Rockstar's never really done
They don't do romance.
Not romance in the normal everyday person sense.
Yeah.
They've done romance in the GTA 4 dating mini game sense.
Yeah.
Are
But
you forgetting all about Arthur and Mary?
Yes.
I mean GTA, sorry, not Rockstar.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, sorry. Yeah, very well caught
Do
there.
those side missions, you'll cry.
But like the idea of your like two player characters also having like a romantic subplot is quite cool. Like, and there's quite a lot of intimacy in this trailer. There's a lot of kind of cuddling and rolling around and
they've gone for that
jumping
theme,
on, and so it's got that. It's not the first time it's been observed, but it's got a real like Bonnie and Clyde sort of vibe to it.
Well, you know how Bonnie and Clyde wound up though. So.
Yeah, I mean they may go for that. You know, Rockstar love to tell an impactful story.
Or even in the vein of GTA 5, you know, it ends with like
It's going to be one of them sacrificing themselves for the other.
an important decision.
And you have to decide which one.
Potentially,
Or
potentially.
you do the third option and everyone lives.
It's a cop-out.
You get an extra 45 minutes.
Or the
of
fourth
gameplay.
option and everyone dies and it is like true Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Hail
Big
of
shootout.
gunfire.
Yeah.
Pretty tragic though. Okay, this is very rapid fire.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just crime stuff, gangs and
Crime
cops
stuff, gangs.
and cartel
Plot
cops
thread about
and-
this guy who's by implication a corrupt cop dude protecting other cops.
Social media star, rap artists.
Baylux, who is half of the rap duo
Something
Real
Dimes.
Dimes?
Real Dimes.
Real
Yeah.
Real
That was
Diamonds.
it.
Yes.
I think we saw her. Was she the one twerking in the first trailer?
No, I think it was the other lady, the other member of Real Dimes was twerking, I think.
Oh, there you go.
There's that dress.
There's that dress.
They are so proud of how that dress looks, specifically in that area of her
In
body.
this song. Yeah.
Wonder why.
They've got a realistic bums man.
Sits next to the beers guy.
It's the same guy. He does beer and bums. So,
His workload is so intense. That's why the game's coming out in 2026.
Steve is overwhelmed.
Underground Fight League, maybe.
Yeah?
Like you get in these sorts of games.
Okay.
No, but yeah.
It's got kind of Roadhouse vibes, you know, like the Roadhouse
Jake
remake.
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Oh, she was wearing her big hoop earrings in the ring, which is...
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. You'll
Take the
tear
hoop
your
earrings
ear
out.
Look.
He does have a Gyllenhaal-esque quality there.
Yeah, he's not going to look like that when I play him.
All right, how's he going to look when you play him?
Big
he's
beard.
got a huge mustache, shoulder-length hair. It's going to look awesome.
Okay.
Explosions
confirmed.
This is what I want to be doing, not litter picking. So Miami Dolphins style
Yeah, the manatees.
football shirt.
Dogs confirmed. I mean,
Yes,
you can't go backwards on dogs and cats, and there
No.
are dogs
Yeah.
and cats, right?
Yeah.
in
Squats
GTA
confirmed.
6. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the realistic bums technology.
Okay.
Now,
This
How
is
did-
cool.
how
It's
did
a
this
fight
happen?
by the landing gear of an aeroplane. Which
While
is
they're
in the air.
going over the city.
Why is she in her bra?
these are all great questions. How does this happen?
Yeah.
It's one of those record scratch moments.
How does this happen?
Yes. Are they landing or taking off? That's with the landing gears are coming down.
Usually-
Landing gear would be
you
up
think.
sooner than that on takeoff, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
probably.
you think it's coming in for a landing?
I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the ongoing Fast and Furious
Justification.
vibe. Yeah,
Fast and
Furiousification
Furiousification.
of the Grand Theft Auto
Which I'm into,
series.
you know, like exciting, like unique sort of mission types and things like big set pieces and stuff are, I guess what we should be expecting from a game that has taken 13 years to produce and has a budget that is astronomical. I'm looking forward to
taken longer and cost more money than the Burj Khalifa.
When did development start on GTA 6? I guess
13 years ago, I think.
Yeah. So was that when like Fast and Furious was at the height of its power? I guess it's kind of at the height of its power now.
Not even really though. When was Fast 5? Fast 5 was the one that like really sort of, I guess, like changed what that series.
2011 was Fast 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So does timeline checks out then? Yeah. The next bit is super Fast and Furious. There's
this bit.
There's one of the Fast and Furious films. They're basically driving through, I think it might be Rio.
There it is.
Dragging a safe behind them. So.
It's also in the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean film with a horse.
Yes.
Drag a bank safe out of a bank and drag it behind.
Definite nod to the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Well, they're near the Caribbean in Florida.
More intimacy. More smooching.
More smooching. More of
the intense eye contact.
Yeah.
Lovely. Look, they're so in love.
Is anyone uncomfortable by the very slow frame of and the smooching? Selfies. I think we expected as much. Don't think we know who this guy is, unless I'm mistaken. These are the Art Deco hotels, like the stretch of famous Art Deco hotels, where everyone just cruises up and down in their nice cars.
A car that looks a lot like a Mercedes, a car that looks a lot like a Lamborghini. Again, these are sort of very, very similar to the real thing.
How did they get up on these hotel awnings?
Yeah, that can't be safe.
Is there a ladder?
Who let them do that?
Do they have a jetpack from San Andreas?
Confirmed. All right, Sinful Sunday.
Strip clubs.
Strip clubs.
Wouldn't be a GTA game without
Seduction
strip clubs.
Saturday.
It's that thing where I'm playing GTA Online and I see a shoe on the map and I'm like, it's probably a shoe shop. And they're like, oh no, it's a strip club.
Oh, James, sweet summer child.
It's probably where to buy high-heeled shoes.
So I can
No.
I didn't notice this, but someone on Reddit spotted it. There's a bit where you can see like some money notes go past the camera, and the presidents on the notes are the president from Red Dead Redemption 2. They've got
no way.
That's fun.
Thaddeus Waxman, who's the president at the time of Red Dead Redemption 2. There you can get these like cigarette cards with prominent Americans. He's on the 10, and then there's a guy called President Hardin who's on the $1, and it's the same art from the.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Okay.
So confirmed in the same environment. Actually, like one of the things I should mention is that like there's a bunch of information on the website about like various locations and stuff, but like that a lot of that stuff was your typical Floridian sort of like what you'd imagine like Florida to be like. But actually there's a whole region in the north with like a nature reserve which looks a lot more like that kind of almost like Red Dead country, big mountains, greenery and things like that. And so they're really not, I feel like there's lots of areas in the map that they haven't really revealed.
100%.
Like you said, like the
Where's
sort of Orlando type stuff.
Where are the theme parks?
But also there's this region up in the north which
that's the border with Georgia or Gloriana, whatever they're calling it.
Yes.
So presumably you'll be able to cross over a bit into that area where it's all going to be a lot more mountainous and foresty and stuff.
Yeah, it definitely said. I mean, on the website it said it was close to the northern sort of state border. So it's some really, really interesting stuff there.
The kind of Mount Chiliad equivalent, like a big natural expanse.
Okay, ammunition is back.
Again, detail, reflection of the screen in the picture frame.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at the bubbles in the beer bottle.
Bubbles in the beer.
And that empty bottle.
Seagulls hanging out on the balcony.
Flip-flops on the floor.
PlayStation controller.
This is a sort of knockoff PlayStation.
Yeah, PS5.
5 here.
I wonder how many times that console has changed in development. Console generations. Ammunition, of course, has to be included.
Wow.
We got more guns than the law allows, and the law allows a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right,
back from community
Back
service.
from the first 6 hours of the game, which is litter picking.
Game.
Well, maybe you can switch characters. You can just leave her to it.
And then you sit
And you're just like having a nap on the side.
You can stay at home being an epic gamer.
But what's important is that you're not doing anything fun.
He's got 2 controllers on the go.
2 controllers.
Yeah.
What's he been playing? Who's just
Who's
left?
he been playing
Who
with?
just left? Jason.
Now we get into the thrust of the romantic subplot.
Yeah.
He's cheating.
It's probably Cal, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's a gamer.
Alright,
He's wearing a
fine.
T-shirt that says
I'm an epic gamer.
violence is cool thanks video games.
Yeah. Is the snake still in the case?
No.
Yes,
It's
he's
free.
in the corner.
Oh, okay.
he's in
Where's
the
the
corner.
snake?
Thought the snake had escaped, and that was some drama.
Yeah.
Snake is the third character on the character.
Third selected character.
Just a little snake face.
For stealth missions, you can slither in through a drain pipe.
Oh I love that.
Helicopters.
Okay.
I cannot wait
Airboats.
to drive one of those.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
can't wait to go too far to swim back and then break the airboat.
Now begins my long hike home.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, you know, there's always taxis in GTA games, if it's going to be like rideshare now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can just,
Yeah.
you don't have to sit around for absolutely ages.
It'll be called Booba or something.
Yeah.
First
Something,
thought, best thought.
Yeah.
Let's call it Booba.
something satirical, like
Or
Booba.
what else do they have in America? Lyft. I
Yeah.
don't know how you would make Lyft
It'd
sound
be called,
rude.
it'll be called
like
Wank,
a
but
rude
with a Y. Or something.
So satire and parody and like being a kind of current like modern society like parody is so much GTA's whole bag, but these games take so long to make that it's quite hard to do really, really recent like recent satire.
Well, for context, if the original Vice City had had a development as long as GTA 6, 13 years, development would have started in the 1980s, which is when Vice City was set.
Okay,
would have been
my brain
1989.
just, like, broke a little bit.
Yeah. So, like, that's the kind of window we're operating
Yeah.
with in terms of like cultural reference and stuff.
So we'll probably get like, I mean, we know we'll get like social media parodies. We saw that in the first trailer, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that happened in the last, let's say, 5 years.
Yeah.
That will be kind
AI, for example, like I don't know that it's going to really tackle like.
Well, the thing
AI
they can do stuff on the radio because it's just audio. They just
Yeah.
record that.
Yeah.
True. You can add that.
So you have a radio show where someone's talking about that stuff. And
an AI called Chap GPT.
Yeah,
it's not
maybe.
very rude.
Wank
though, is it?
GPT.
But the G stands for genitals. That's why it's rude.
It's genitals, privates, and taints.
But like, I don't even know if there'll be like an Elon Musk parody.
He'll be called
because-
Elon Wank. And
Okay.
But they had like a Facebook parody in GTA 5, didn't they?
Yeah.
Was it Life?
we had
Life-
like
Life Invader.
Life
Facebook
Invader.
was even Facebook was sort of like, you know, on the
Yeah.
the kind of early decline at that point
Yeah.
when that game came out. So
I do wonder how much of the delays has come from like them being like, okay, we can't not have this mentioned
Maybe.
in our game, and we have to add something in about like
Yeah.
a weird billionaire.
like, we'll probably take out this mission where everyone's doing the Gangnam Style. Right.
But you like compare and contrast with like South Park, which
Yeah.
it can be made so rapidly that you can do like ultra like of the moment parody.
of the moment
yeah.
and on the nose, yeah.
Lucia, we need to do the ice bucket challenge while doing the Harlem Shake.
Got him.
Yacht parties.
The yacht
Yacht
party's
parties.
confirmed.
Yes.
Fast and
Leaping
Furious again.
in.
You're
More
going to drive
Fast and
that
Furious,
car out of a truck.
Jumping
Yes.
from a motorbike to a thing.
Yeah, more
Yay.
bums.
Smooch,
Good
smooch.
job, Stephen.
They look like they're celebrating a successful job, right?
Yes. In an anonymous
Like, in an
motel.
anonymous motel.
That's how you get away from a police chopper.
Yeah.
Shoot it with guns.
Port Gellhorn is like a former vacation spot, kind of run down.
Yeah, sort of run down. People have moved on elsewhere, so it's a sort of empty strip malls and abandoned attractions and stuff.
It could be a sort of Daytona Beach, analogous to Daytona Beach,
Okay.
which has that sort of like slightly tired, sort of seaside town type vibe. And obviously has a big racetrack.
And
near it
NASCAR.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
NASCAR racetrack.
I mean,
so.
there's got to be a giant NASCAR track.
You'd have thought so, yeah. So that may be what this place is.
Okay. There's a screenshot where you see sort of like Vice City, like the sports stadium.
Yes.
And there's a cruise ship in the background.
Yes.
Like Andy, you're a cruise guy.
I have cruised from Florida.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be really exciting if there's like a mission where you get to like board a cruise
Or
ship.
a cruise ship, and
Yeah.
or maybe one
Do a
that you go
heist
out
or-
on a cruise ship. There's some, a lot of those islands in the Bahamas used to be like drug running islands, and
Yeah.
now they've been bought by cruise ship companies.
Yeah.
But what if they left some of their stuff
What
behind?
if it's like that bit though in Red Dead Redemption 2 where you get
on the
marooned
gambling?
on the
Oh, you
island?
end up in Guam.
They might do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like they do like a bit of that because they did it in. Was it San Andreas they first did it where you could fly back to
You
Liberty
go to
City
Liberty
for
City
that one
for
mission?
St. Mark's Bistro. Yeah.
So like I wonder if they will do something like that where they send you back to a small little slice of one of the other
One of
locations.
the other GTA places. That'd be cool.
Your boy Cal.
So
Cal
much.
works for Brian as well, maybe.
Yeah, what are they doing in the background? Like fixing a boat?
Yeah.
Yes.
The hull of a big old
Welding a-
yacht. That looks like, you're on your way into Vice City
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's very reminiscent of the original Vice City.
Beautiful.
It had those
Yeah.
little humpback bridges and stuff.
Oh,
There you go.
there it was.
Now the thing that I find really interesting about this trailer is
Okay.
down at the bottom where it says captured on PS5.
Okay.
Which, like, if that's a bone stock, like, original retail PS5, and that's what it looks like, that is an astonishing technical achievement. We know there's PS5 Pro already, which is probably going to be like the prettiest way to play this, but we're hoping there's going to be new Xbox hardware on the way. By May next year, hopefully we won't be playing this game on older consoles. We'll be playing them on either PS5 Pro or whatever Xbox is on there.
And then eventually we'll be playing it on the PS6 and the Xbox after that. It'll be another GTA that like straddles a console
generation, and then they get to sell it twice.
There'll be a PC version, but not at the moment. That's the other thing, that at the moment the trailer only says PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, 2030.
Final thoughts, anybody?
Super excited. It looks so detailed. Like, I can't wait to play it. Just ship it now. Ship it now and just patch it for a year.
It's probably basically done, right?
Yeah.
We don't mind if it's a bit buggy.
It's really interesting. Like, obviously from a technological perspective, it looks very impressive. But I think also the thing that's impressive about it is like maybe not even like technologically what's possible, but just what's possible when you have an enormous development team dedicated for 13 years and the level of detail you can go into, like bubbles in the beer. That it's really interesting that I don't think beyond like Larian, and even Larian is not on the same level as this. Like, it's so rare that a video game developer is in a position to spend as much time as they want on a game, safe in the knowledge that when it comes out, it is going to absolutely blow the doors off financially. And that's why this is such a treat, is because you watch all these trailers and you're just like, that level of detail, you will never see it from another game, probably ever. And that's why, yes, I can sort of bear to wait another year to play this game, because like, it will be unlike anything else.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what you thought of the trailer and if you spotted anything else that we missed, because we've got a year to fill with rampant speculation.
Real peek behind the curtain there.
Yeah. So let us know. Thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe for more on this game from us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.